Whoa. What are you excited about, boss? It looks like you consumed 10 cups of coffee.
Oh, I'm excited, Chip. It's a game I've been excited for about, better half of a year. I'm about to play the Precinct. Alright, we're diving into this head first. Off the bat, you're placed in the role of Nick Cordell, a junior cop who has huge shoes to fill, namely because his father was the extremely decorated and well-loved chief of police. We're immediately introduced to a cast of characters, and it doesn't even take that long to appreciate the banter. In fact, the writing in general is very on point. It has this thick, gritty noir quality to it, while still having the warmth and even comedic undertones of a lot of cop shows and detective shows from back in the day. Cordell gets paired up with a seasoned officer named Sergeant Kelly who, while he seems to not like to do any work, he proves to be knowledgeable and kind-hearted.
Welcome to the ACPD, kid. Time for our first mission, sustenance. But, you can drive. My hip's been acting up lately. Oh, and, don't worry about the fellas. They like to act tough, but that's just 'cause they don't have my natural good looks and winning personality.
I mean, you gotta be doing something right if you're offered a whole dang hot dog out of kindness from a vendor's heart.
What's the damage, Fareed?
Leo, my friend, for you, no charge.
Fareed, you old softy. You earn that tip every time, don't you?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone get so excited over a police procedural, boss.
Oh my god, Chip, you don't understand. Back in 2020, I did an unfinished Let's Play of a game called Beat Cop. The LP was admittedly very mild, seeing as how I was trying to stay away from the angry persona that haunts me to this day.
Wait a minute. You had an angry persona?
What can I say? I was following a trend. Everyone was trying to do their own versions of the angry video game nerd and the nostalgia critic. I was trying to give it my own spin. But what I really needed to do was to find my own complete voice.
No kidding. I think you've effectively found one, boss.
Why, thank you, Chip. It feels good to kind of go in my own direction and follow the beat of my own drum, so to speak.
So, this Beat Cop game, how come you had a problem with it? Was it a bad game?
Well, see, that's the part that kills me, Chip. Broken down to its base components, it's a half-decent game. The game mechanics feature the main character doing regular 9-to-5 cop things and breaking up fights, catching criminals, and issuing parking tickets. The world looks very lively with details all over the place. The thing that really brings it all down is the writing. The concept of that base narrative is that the main character used to be a detective until investigating a particular case that gets him demoted and framed, essentially. He gets bumped all the way down to police officer, which is where the game takes place. Whoa, hold on a dang second. The main character in Beat Cop is named Jack Kelly, while the main character's mentor in the Precinct is named Leo Kelly? What a coinky-dink. Now the whole department is against him. And what really boils my brisket is that everyone is written as an asshole.
Everyone?
Everyone. The supervisor who semi-believes you is an asshole, the cops during your briefings are assholes, all the business owners and gangsters are assholes. The only person that isn't necessarily an asshole is the dispatcher, in which I only say this because the dispatcher is the only one who ever acts nice to the main character. Which honestly, I don't blame anyone for being a douche canoe to the main character, because the main character himself is the equivalent to a poor excuse for a pestilent human being. He thinks tricking a little girl into thinking that her cat died before giving it back is hilarious. He deserves all the hate in the world and deserves to get swirlied into oblivion. And don't get me started on those liberally hurled outdated slurs.
Jeez, boss. It looks like your blood pressure just went up a considerable amount. I'm starting to think you harbor overtly negative feelings for this game.
Oh, you have no idea, little buddy. I seethed for 3 years until I decided to make a proper review about it.
Ah, yes. The BC times.
The BC times?
Mm-hmm. The before chip times.
Well, I guess that applies, I guess. Alright, look, I can literally go hours about this subject, but this is a review for another game. If you want to know the full extent of my thoughts, check out the review. That's one of my favorites. But this game? Having never played it beyond the demo, I can say that this game feels familiar. There's humor, there's drama. Oh yeah, now this right here, this is like Hill Street Blues. Everybody doesn't seem to hate everybody else, including the main character, with an unreasonable and unbridled passion. Touching back on the story, it's very linear, but that's okay because the open worldness comes in the patrols you participate in on a day-to-day basis. Typically, the patrol is either going to be on foot, in a car, or piloting a police helicopter. As per the tutorial in the beginning, you are tasked with upholding law and order, which can vary from giving parking tickets, to catching purse snatchers, to even dealing with hostile suspects who just outright pull out a gun and shoot you. Remember to respond in the allotted time, which is usually less than a minute. It's usually not difficult to make it before time runs out though. However, if you want to catch the incident when it's hot, or before the suspect manages to, actually escape the area before you get there, you want to beat that timer. You gain experience by doing your job properly. None of that lame choices that will anger one group of people versus the other. Nah. And none of that on-the-take nonsense either. This is good, honest police work, and you'll actually get penalized for not doing your job properly. You need to make sure that you read the suspect their rights, remember to do the steps applicable to the charges, and don't violate the suspect's rights like hurting them when no force is required. Said XP leads to you leveling up. Each level provides you with tokens that can be placed in various skill trees that will let you improve various abilities and skills. You get physical, combat, policing, and vehicle trees to choose from. There's a cap of 20 levels in the game, so eventually you'll be able to put a token into everything. You start out with a squad car and a service revolver, but as you level up, you'll unlock different weaponry like assault rifles and shotguns, and you'll unlock vehicles like a police 4x4 and a pickup truck. Though keep in mind that when it comes to vehicles, be mindful of what you choose. I came to find out that even if you choose a beefy car, it only lasts a smidge longer than something smaller as far as going up against gunfire. Also, the beefier the car, the slower the speed and acceleration. I found myself using the station wagon way more often than not. Believe it or not, it's actually quite limber with a touch more durability than a squad car. You also want to make sure that you apprehend all suspects involved in your call. It'll be displayed on the upper right corner if you ever forget. Suspects getting away will count as a penalty. Admittedly, things can get pretty hectic, so the solution I found is to just focus on one call at a time. I mean, you can only accept one call at a time anyways, but if you feel like being a superhero, you can detain a suspect and before you properly process them, put him in your vehicle and tackle another one if it happens to occur right in front of you. So long as suspects stay in your immediate area or in your vehicle, you can process them at your leisure. If you leave the area they're standing in, there's a distinct possibility they'll just run away. You get provided a very useful handbook in the in-game menu if you ever forget what to do in regards to dealing with the suspect. It's important to keep in mind that your HUD is your best friend. It'll provide clues as to a suspect's behavior. If they're acting nervous, if they appear aggressive, or if they smell of alcohol, be sure to use these to be prepared for whatever gets thrown your way. Thankfully, the one thing that can be done for you during the processing of a criminal is the jotting down of a suspect's offenses. Automatically, you're expected to do it manually, or you can actually have it set to where your partner jots it all down for you. One less thing to worry about as far as the booking process goes. One of the things that I really appreciate about the game is the fact that you can do these day-to-day tasks and miss a few things here and there without getting penalized too hard. If you do make mistakes, Kelly will inform you of this, or you'll see them in the briefing once you get into the end of the day.
84, Adam, show us handling.
Gasp! Boss, I never pegged you as someone who would run over innocent people. I think someone's been playing Grand Theft Auto a little too much lately. Getting hyped for Grand Theft Auto 6.
I know, right? Oi! It wasn't on purpose, I swear! No, seriously, while not impossible, the vehicle handling can be a little wonky. The acceleration is sluggish, turns can be a challenge because most vehicles like to do wide turns, and you need to always brake ahead of time because once you hit those higher speeds, it can take a while for that car to slow down. The car mechanics ain't perfect, but it's suitable. Hell, they can be fun when you're not colliding into things. And hey, that's okay, because even though for the entirety of the game, even though you're never expected to use it, there is a working subway station that you can use at any time. Oh, Chip, you know what makes up for the not-so-great car mechanics?
You just finished complaining about it. What could possibly get you giddy about driving in this game?
You get siren options!
Of course.
You can dictate the kind of siren as well as switch to lights only, but you also get special abilities only available during pursuits, like calling for backup in the form of an additional squad car, a spike strip, or a helicopter to stay on suspects. The ability to do so is represented by a meter at the top of the screen, and that meter gets filled up if you are able to pursue a suspect successfully, basically staying on their tail and not letting them out of your sight. A nifty thing that happens is that you eventually unlock custom shifts. You can set the type that it is, if it's going to be a vehicle, foot, or helicopter patrol, as well as focusing on parking violations. The variant, which dictates the kind of crime that you focus on, like littering, speeders, or gang activity. The location, the start time, and the duration that can be as low as 6 hours to as high as 24 hours. Although while we're touching upon things that are kinda a little wonky about the game, I sometimes encountered some problems with the dispatch system. Sometimes the HUD doesn't update, so sometimes I'm at a scene with no way to clear it. Or I'm in a pursuit of a suspect and the HUD is stuck on the investigation stage, so I can't call for backup or book a suspect. Although I have to admit that this is all in the course of playing for hours, and I mean hours, like 10 hours like straight. So as far as I can tell, it's not too common if you're only playing it like, a normal person. The AI for the NPCs also got me a little concerned. Taking the long way towards an objective, getting stuck when you call for backup to pick up a suspect, or my favorite, calling the SWAT team only to have them walk around aimlessly for a bit with you hoping that they realize that you're under fire nearby. And that's if they park close by to begin with. There are also some subplots that can go on that you theoretically can complete before or after you finish the main story. I say theoretically because some folks on Reddit say that they got soft lock out of finishing some of the side missions. I personally managed to finish up the whole main story and the side stories after I beat the game, so that wasn't the case for me. All in all, this game was a hoot regardless of all the minor flaws that it has. It captures what made police procedurals great while telling its own story. It's totally a neat story too. I ended up powering through it, a couple of weeks straight because I just wanted to know how it ended. It's got its tropes, but I was very amused by the fact that it spins some of them right on their head. Very cool. Oh, also, by the end of the game, you'll have to make a very important decision that will dictate how the game ends. The game will make sure that you know when it is when you get there. Just make sure you ask yourself, what is a good cop?
Well, it looks like you had a good time with the game, boss. A proper police procedural tucked into a game. When it comes down to it, being narratively grimdark all the time can be tiring. Sometimes it's nice to dip into a story that's fun, gives you hope, and is filled with characters you want to root for. For all intents and purposes, this game is an actual reflection of an era where cops and detectives were heroes, fighting what can seem like an uphill battle in regards to crime. I'm glad you were finally able to find a game to make up for your experience with Beat Cop, boss. That game has been a chip on your shoulder for a few years now.
Aw, Chip, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Honestly, if a good cop game is what you're looking for, with all of that grit and drama without everyone being bungholes of the highest caliber, then this game is for you. Oh, and just as I was about to upload this video, there was a content update. Apparently now we get to customize Cordell, our squad car, and opt out to go on patrols on our own without Kelly. It also has a handful of fixes, so even more reason to pick it up if this seems like a jam. Also, this is just the review. If you want to see me go through the entirety of the game, because it's got a whole story, and I got a lot of thoughts about the various missions that go along the way, make sure to check it out on my secondary channel. I usually post Let's Plays there, but I'm experimenting with a new format. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell button too to know when the next one comes out. And as always, remember,
Stay safe, and keep on gaming.